newer.
As you were talking, I was thinking to myself that like a lot of it may have to do with sort of like the size, because you mentioned it'll be different for each one, right? And so I thought to myself, if you have like a giant, because cardiology tends to be a larger department, anywhere you go, right? So you're
Mm,
probably going to need like 4 or 5 to manage the whole department.
right.
And so what's interesting is that and as you know, I spend a lot of time talking to research administrators across the country. And one of the bigger challenges, Lacey Ray and I were just talking this morning about the fact that almost every organization's problem is that they don't have enough people. Like they try to solve the problems with technology and software and processes, but in the end, you need more people. And what's interesting is as you were talking, what I heard because we were talking about all the, like, so let's say, for example, you need to do a labor cost transfer, right? Like, doing a labor cost transfer takes like 10 minutes. You sit down, you fill out the paperwork, you get the backup, you put it together, you throw it out, right? You're all good. But like the act of putting together the cost transfer beforehand, where you figure out what is it that I need to transfer, where do I need to transfer it to, what do I need to do, like there's a whole sequence of forensic accounting and research and investigation and like problem solving while you're doing the dishes. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes on until you get to that point where you're like, okay, now I'm to do the transfer, which that takes like 5 to 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, how long it takes. But the whole part leading up to it could have taken like 2 days or 10 hours or who knows how long. And when a lot of times we do benchmarking, we're doing benchmarking based off of like the tactical things that we do, right? So it's like, this person should be able to do 12 labor cost transfers because they only take, and it's like, no,
Right.
this person can do one labor cost transfer because it's going to take the whole day. And what I hear actually as you're describing this is more that we have become acclimated to not having enough people. And so the idea of having a group where there's a backup, where there's this kind of support, like as I was thinking to myself, I actually was working through my own issues in my brain as I was like, well, God, that's a lot of people. And then I was like, well, yeah, but everything that you were describing is what Lacey and I were talking about earlier in terms of the fact that the job is like much bigger than
Yeah.
any job description says it is. And like it almost sounds like your department has figured that out.